We were just talking about Wise and trading fiat currencies with each other, especially with the way the Canadian dollar is headed. When we take a look at the job that Carney has been hired to do,
Yeah.
we have to be prepared to watch the Canadian dollar really fall in value. If that's the case, we may want to trade the Canadian dollar for a different fiat, especially if you need to have some fiat on hand. And, especially if you want to watch your cryptos continue to grow, you don't want to withdraw that until the proper time. And so by having Wise now, we can actually trade those Canadian dollars for other currencies. And as an example, just while we were playing around inside the Wise, I started up a trade between the Canadian dollar and the Vietnamese dong, and it was super fast. I got a $250,000 dong for $12, and and now I know, I'm pretty certain, the Vietnamese dong is going to go up in value. And the reason I say that is because they are a major manufacturing country, and China is trying to acquire it because they do such a good job. So if China wants it for their economy, then we know that it's probably going to strengthen over the next while. And that's what I did. I went into my Wise account and I quickly traded I just, as an experiment, I just quickly traded some Canadian dollars for the Vietnamese dong. And I'll show here where that came about. So I just had a little bit in here from when I was testing the Wise account. I haven't been using it a whole lot yet. Certainly will be using it more now, because we can trade back and forth between the various currencies. So here's the dong that I bought in this account. It doesn't label dong. I don't know why, but if I go over here, you can see there's a lot of different currencies that we can turn it into. And so
No,
from
so
Canadian,
those right there are your jars or accounts or little
yes,
separate accounts within Wise. So what you labeled this one as was Forex. You can
oh,
change that and you can label it now. You
yeah,
can
okay, yeah. I labeled it
go
Forex,
to the
and
three
it's
dots and
got it.
relabel it to the name you want it.
Ah, okay, awesome. What is that anyway?
Vietnamese dong.
Yeah, I don't remember the initials for it. V&D. Okay. And I actually have some physical Vietnamese dong in one of my chests. So now I've probably doubled it. No, I don't remember. I don't remember how much. No, I think I've got a couple million Vietnamese dong or something like that.
Yeah. So that's kind of what you do. You can set up all those little different, they're really little accounts, or
Yeah.
call them jars. Remember, you used to put your money in jars or in envelopes.
Yeah. 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 Here's the process here. You go down to the end of the list here,
And you can
click
get rid
the
of all
add
of
another
those.
currency.
You can get rid of
Here you
all of
can,
those if you wanted.
oh, yeah, the ones I don't want to follow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, this one here, I'm going to follow the Swiss franc. The Swiss franc, I believe, will strengthen in value as time goes on. But yeah, I'll take up, how do I, oh, I just click on it and then remove, right? No, no.
Yeah, there is a way you can remove it. I know there is. Go.
Close balance.
Yeah, I think so.
Let's just close it. Let's just try that. Yeah. Okay. That's how you do it.
Yeah, you just get rid of them.
Cool. Yeah. And I'm keeping this is the Danish krone, this one here. I'm going to keep this one. And the reason why is because we have a new next gen merchant that just joined, and she's from Denmark.
Hmm.
So she can pay me directly into my Wise account.
Hmm. And how are you going
All
to
I'm
do?
gonna, What's that?
How is she going to do that? Pay you right
Oh,
now?
she can pay by credit card right to me.
Oh, okay.
I think as I go transactions, payments, payment requests. Here we go. So request a payment, no matter who they are, even if they have account or not. I just click start, send them an email, and it'll send them a link, and they can use their credit card to pay. So there are going to be some fees on that, but that's okay.
Huh.
Make a request to get paid.
Okay.
Fascinating little tool. So yeah, I got that set up. Now I got 250,000 Vietnamese dong. There are people who say that when the Vietnamese currency is no longer being suppressed by the United States, because that's what's going on right now. After the United States invaded, they did install a proxy government. And even though they lost the war, they did install a proxy government and collapsed their currency. And as a result, it has actually been a, what do they call that? A pegged currency, which means that it doesn't actually have an exchange value on the Forex market. You have to get a broker to be able to get this. So the fact that it's here is actually really, really good. That tells me that it probably won't be a pegged currency for much longer. If I go and take a look at the chart, you'll see what I mean. Do you see how this chart is shaped? It's just messed up. Like there are days where it just doesn't move at all. Like if I zoom in here, you can see there are days where it just doesn't move. And this is very indicative of a pegged currency. Or like when it closes here and then it opens way down here. These big skips and steps, that means that the currency is completely regulated out the wazoo. These here, this is when banks just want to make transactions. And nobody knows that this is going to happen other than the institutions. But here, this movement all happened within a day, 3.9%. And then it did it again the next day, coming right back to where it was. So this is a controlled environment. I believe that what we'll see, because the United States dollar is being depegged, like it's being depegged from the well, it already is depegged from the petrodollar. I think they're going to back it by AI, but this here is going to become a free market currency. Look at how messed up this is. Look at that. It's just like a shelf. A price shelf. So this is what the Americans do. They go into countries and they decimate their currency. Look, it takes 25,000 Vietnamese dong to buy one US dollar. It's said that the revaluation of the dong will likely be like a 15 to 20x. So that's why I hold some dong. I got physical dong. Issued currency, official issued currency in one of my chests with my silver. And this price manipulation is crazy. But these are the types of things that can be done. You know, you look at this price swing. This was back from January 2022 to November 2022. A 10% flux in foreign currencies. That's insane. That's insane. Usually in this period of time, you might see a 2 or 3% change. It's wild. From January to November, yeah, that's usually like 1 year. I'll bring up another chart just to give you guys a reference here. In the same period of time, other currencies. Let's go with, you know what? Let's go with the euro and the USD. Yeah, let's go with this feed here. Okay, so this is the Euro USD. Here's a year of one trend here. So from September 21 to September 22. Oh, wow. Oh, never mind. That's a 17% drop. Okay, my bad. Well, yeah, I guess that's 2021. Never mind. Bad example. Let's go back prior to this. Here's another big swing, eh? Yeah, look at that, eh? So that can happen. It can happen. No, this is rare though. This kind of thing is very rare. What was this? Euro? Oh, okay, yeah. So the euro would have really lost a lot of value here. In 1415, that's when the migrant crisis really started to ramp up in Europe. And a lot of investment left because of the unrest that was occurring, especially when like Greece, Italy, a lot of those more established nations, I say, because at the time they had a large amount of retirement, like retirees, and when when they had the migrant crisis started, that just set things into cascade. So yeah, technically those price changes can occur within a year, but it's not very often, especially with those pegged currencies. I don't know if it's possible for me to bring up the IQD. Yes, it is. Okay, here's another example. This one is a more extreme example of price fixing. But like, look at that. Look at that. It's like, here's your price. And then, oh, no, you know what? Next day, we're just going to make it this. Oh, and then next day, we're going to make it this. And then look at how it goes back and forth. This is just bankers fleecing the people's money. That's what this is. Like they make the money over and over and over again. They're just like, hey, let's change the value. Okay, sure. How much? Well, let's go up 11% in one day. 11% on a foreign currency in one day. Oh, the next day. Oh, that was nice. Let's do it again. Okay, sure. 9%. And then it comes right back up the same day. It went down, made a wick, came back up same day, almost the same spot. And then what they do the next day? Again, down 9%. And then what? Went back up again, 11%. So there you have. They basically doubled their money in a week. This is the type of thing that just irks me. Like, look at this. Look at how fake this price action is. Oh, just every day, let's move it up a little bit. Okay. Well, let's dip it down here real quick. Sure. And this is the manipulation that occurs, especially the states. This is what they do. So whenever you see charts like this, if you can find countries that have an economy and America destroyed it, it's coming back to life because America is destroyed now. Well, at least the dollar is. So yeah, that's what we were talking about. Why? Is because having Canadian dollars and US dollars is actually very risky right now, and it's good to put your money into more emerging markets. And the Vietnamese market is emerging, and we know this because China wants it. China wants it. Same thing with so Vietnamese and Taiwan. They want Taiwan because 95% of their computer chips comes from there, right? Well, 95% of the world's computer chips comes from there. And so, yeah, that's what's happening. You want to find where the money's going. That's the trick behind all of this trading stuff. You want to find where the money is going.
And the other thing we're talking about, even here, it might be good to put that one in there too, about how do you
the death doula?
How do you get your death out of the corporate Canada?
No kidding.
If anybody's out there who knows anything about it,
could you just go ahead and tell that story a little bit, just so people get a context for this fascinating inquisition?
So my friend is a death doula, and there's more of those popping up everywhere as death doulas. So she wants to have a facility that isn't like this typical seniors, because it's horrible how people are dying. It's just horrible. So she wants to have like a hotel kind of setting or a motel kind of setting, or a setting where the rooms are themed, and then the families can actually come in and be involved in the whole process without all the restrictions. Like there's so many restrictions.
Yeah.
So the main problem she's having is like the certificate of death, right? So as Paul said when we were talking earlier was, well, we have a birth certificate and we have so they open our account, and they have the death certificate, so they close it. So they can't use how do you say it, Paul? Trade our account or
The Sescovay Trust.
yeah, trade our trust anymore, right? And so that's one of the biggest problems is the government is still so involved, and there's so many regulations and all of that it's really hard to have the family in and have all of that set up, right? So that the family can actually be there more freely.
Right.
And stuff like that. So that's kind of the story behind, okay, so how do we set that up? Because we can figure out how to get our birth certificates and all of that freedom in life, right? It's a little hard, but you can do it. But how do you do it in death?
Wow.
With their death certificate, right? So both ends. That's
Yeah.
Very,
very.
So that's what Paul and I were talking about earlier is like, how do you set that up? Right? Like, I mean, you can have all of your assets in trust, and so that your family doesn't have to go through, you have to figure that out first, right? But then it's the death certificate and all of that. How do you figure that out?
Yeah, that's a fascinating question. Really fascinating.
Because none of us are going to get out of here alive.
No, that's what I told my dad when he was dying. Nobody gets out alive, Dad.
Yeah, but it's how do we stop all the craziness of going through that, right?
Yeah. Why? How do we have it so that the enemy of the people, the state, has nothing to do with handling of the deceased?
Yeah, not necessarily related, but Maureen will know about this. An email went out about it's an interview between Cal Washington and a guy named Govinder Tideinbaugh in the States, and basically the whole, which for anyone copywriting their name, their birth certificate, it's probably one of the most powerful interviews I've heard. I can send the link, and I can even maybe post it before we leave here. But how basically Govinder went into the U.S. Senate. I'm giving you the Coles version. It's so complicated, but actually this whole lie has been exposed in the court system about the copywriting of our birth certificate and social insurance number, and that it is totally going to be completely rippling out to the public. Nice. And it's such an uplifting, it's a long video, so there's a ton of information. I almost sent it to you, Paul, last night, but I'll just go into my email and I'll grab the link and I'll post it here, because it was so uplifting, and in terms of what we've been working on, copywriting our birth certificate, and it's all tied in with that. And Cal Washington, who's, you probably are aware of him, who's been very, very involved in getting all the information out to the public over the last, 5, 6, 7 years. So I'll grab the I'll link, because it's well worth the watch. And I'm only bringing it up because it makes me think that what you're talking about, the death certificate, something's going to happen in terms of that being addressed as well, because it's the other end of the spectrum. And
well, we're talking about, you can't just bury your loved one on your land and stuff, because like what, 10, 20 years later, somebody digs it up and is like, oh, this is like a murder kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Where it was a natural death. So, does one document death outside of the corporate realm?
Right.
Mhm.
So that way, there's a lot, they do the tree pods now and all of those kinds of things, right? But you still have to document them. Now, how do you document it, right? I
Right.
mean,
Yeah. Keep record of it, but keep record of it outside of the criminal organization.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Very, very fascinating. And yeah, I'm going to go get that
Maureen.
link.
Okay. Thanks, Denise. Maureen, it looks like you were going to say something. Go ahead and unmute.
I just want to, underline what Dan was talking about, and I just was listening to it before I came on here while I was putting in immediate assistance for my goddaughter who's having heart surgery, and just a PF, just in the sense of that what came to me was that she knows and feels the love that is surrounding her.
Hmm.
So if we just could take a second for that, and then I'd like to make a comment on it. Thank you. He made a comment like, she's so busy, could somebody make an outline for her, like a one for dummies? And then Denise, when you were talking, I thought, maybe this is really worth reviewing on a call, really looking at in a group, or maybe a small group separate that would really like to look at this. And I think out of that, looking at it, will come some natural unfoldment for other moments in life, like marriage, other big moments in life. How could you handle that? I think it might be a template.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't watched. I just started watching it this morning, and 2 hours out. Like to listen to these tapes, I like, God, let me just go. So, but I heard the importance of this. I felt the importance of this, and it just may give all of us a deeper. I mean, I know Marcia now. I'm sure she has a deeper understanding and a motivation that comes from this. And from what you were saying, Dan, I just really felt the fundamental nature of this that's happening right now. I don't know how you feel about that, but I just wanted to open that up to like maybe processing that, having purification present, having an understanding reach our minds. And I don't know, I would love any feedback on that, or if you think it's valuable to do it all.
Yeah, I would. I think it is a very valid piece of information. I think it's life changing, and partly, I think what's explained very well in the video, I posted the link there, is the tie between the economy and the economy and the this whole process of how we've been enslaved through our birth certificate, and that there's a huge link, and that by it being exposed in the way that it has, and it's going to have a huge impact on everybody in that arena as well. The economic aspect of it, I don't know in what way, but for me, I'll just say for me, it was my feet. I guess about a year and a half ago, I before I met Paul, and I took the course of Law for Mankind from. I did that whole course with Greg Paul, and I became aware of things like copyrighting your birth certificate, but I didn't do anything about it. And then I started to explore that because we all know it takes a lot to sort of figure it out. But that was a good beginning for me. And in some ways, it was just like, oh, I need to do this. But I didn't really understand the ramifications of what that means until I started to actually go through the process. Now, Paul would be a good person to address what you're talking about.
Den, as far as us as a group being, like this sense of explaining to our little group of whoever, we reach in our life, as being the light transmission. And then adding the sense of purification to it in exponentially as the group, and then spreading it to, like, I'm just thinking, how I don't even know words to say to my sister or my husband yet. Well, what's going on? Well, I don't know. Like, I don't have whatever that fundamental understanding is, or, and I think this may give it. I don't know, and I haven't even looked at it, but it just seems like, oh, here's somebody that's done this in the U.S. Oh my God, who said what it is, and it's way too long for me to send to my sister. Do you know what I mean? As she's not going to listen to something 2 hours that she doesn't really value. I mean, I could do it. Do you know what I mean? But if that's why the synopsis is a good idea, in the sense of us synopsizing what's going on. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling, and I don't know why I have this passion for it. It feels like instructions, to do the, or to bring it up and see if people are interested, because unraveling something that's like you said, Dan, you didn't know what to do with it, but see, people in the group will know what to do with it. Especially Paul, if you join us, that would be
a fantastic mastermind.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yes, a mastermind. Yeah.
And it's picking pieces out as to where, kind of what you don't know how to say it to your sister or to someone who doesn't like overly know. I feel it's picking parts, because you go through it yourself, and it's dependent on the conversation that you're having with that person. Then you go, okay, that piece would be best for this person. So then you say that, right? And this one here would be good for that person. So that's what you say. So you pick the pieces out, and it's mainly to get them to think. This is what, like, I mean, I know for myself that yesterday I was talking with Emily here, and Wendell's complaining about having to pay $70,000 in taxes. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, I could show you how not to pay those taxes if you really wanted me to. So I was explaining that to Emily yesterday. I said, taxes are voluntary, not mandatory. So it's just pulling pieces out as to what conversation we're having that makes them, they're voluntary, really? Not mandatory. So whatever that is, right, Maureen, that you're listening to, and whatever conversation you're having with whatever individual that you're having the conversation with, then you pull the piece out and you say, okay, this is to make you think, pretty much, right? In your head, you're going, this is to make you think. Here, this is the conversation that we're having. This piece, this is going to make you think. And it opens people up little pieces at a time,
Little YouTube shorts.
I see now, right?
like YouTube Shorts, how they
Yeah.
just take little pieces out of YouTube Shorts, and it's digestible in the
And it
moment.
makes you
Well,
think.
And
I'll def-
yeah,
I'll definitely take the time. Denise, thank you for sending that. I'll take the time to create an outline for that, because that's a starting point. And then,
oh,
hey,
let's go through it
let's.
together. No, I don't want you to do it all alone. Let's go through it.
Oh, no, no, not alone, but rather
Oh,
bringing an outline of
okay.
that
All right.
particular
Yeah.
video. And then you can watch the video if you want, but here's an outline of how they did it.
Would it be possible to do like little, how they do edits? Is it possible to edit that so that you could have like little 10-minute blurbs
Yeah.
of what it is? Can you know how to do that, Paul?
Yeah.
I just know how to use the scissors.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Well, and that's how we did it before. Back when we were editing video, we actually used blades. Yeah.
Oh, I am so lifted by this movement. Oh my gosh,
It's exciting.
it is.
And
Well,
all
that's
talking about
the
death.
yeah, funny. I think what I got from the video, which was, and you can fast forward through the ads because and that probably takes a half an hour off. But what I got from the video, one of the very powerful messages is that the more people that know about this and do something, the more of an impact it's going to have.
Right. Yeah.
So that in and of itself is a very good reason for people to help people get to know what it's all about,
Yeah.
and to actually go through the process that of copyrighting your birth certificate and your social insurance number if you want to. Shaking the system up, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Shaking it. We know.
Yeah. Where the gig is up.
The gig is up. So I look forward to hearing what you think, everybody, when you listen to it. If you wait for the Coles version, or
Yeah.
I mean,
look forward to
I
it.
think you're going to find it interesting, Paul. I had said to the group where I got Marcia sent it out actually from the listening circle group, that I would go through and make some notes as well. So maybe I'll do that too, and then show you what I got, Paul, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
That'd be awesome. And now it's like, I think to myself, when I hear of this, I'm like, oh, I should hurry up with that second version of my website, so that now we just share it all on there.
Yeah, definitely.
Dan, your power is coming out. So I'm all shaky on the inside. I can't tell you. I'm like, but you are so in your element. You are so. It just feels like it's a natural thing for you to do this. The way you just kind of slide over into this energetic thrust. I just am delighted to see that.
Oh, thank you. Well, after 3 or 4 years of knowing me as a behind the scenes sort of, yeah, it's taken me some time to know where to jump in, that's for sure. But got the dragon going on there.
Yeah.
The dragon rider. Joining the other dragon riders here at the table.
I need to get a group like that.
Well,
you're here.
You're here.
That's a big step.
And you're definitely a dragon rider, Audrey. Whoa.
Do you know about Oracle Girl? Or are you saying you don't know about Oracle Girl? Oh, you don't know? Oh. you've easily, you could, I just thought you were.
Mm.
I think you could easily.
I am just open. That's really all I am, is very, very open.
Would you like to join us, even though it's the last week of the immersion? Is that possible, Den? What do you think?
Yeah, definitely.
If you want.
I don't even know what you're really.
That's the best way to go. That's the best way to enter. It's not knowing, not thinking.
Immerse yourself.
Sure. When is it?
It's right now. It's this whole month.
Yeah, it's finishing up.
I'd be happy to gift you that. It's by donation only, and I'll just send you. How do you do it, Denise? I don't even know, Dan. How do you?
You can go into if you go into Oracle Girls site and you click on the immersion, and if you want to gift it to somebody, it'll show you. You put their name, their email, it goes to them, and then they'll know what it's about. Or you can
have email to go to them, right?
Yeah, you need Audrey's email, and then you just go into the site, or you go into your own account.
I've added people without them knowing, my family, but I've never added somebody with knowing.
And you watch their lives fall apart, and you wonder why you've pressed the button. Sorry. There's Audrey's.
Oh, okay. That's your telephone number, right?
No, that's her.
In the chat.
Email.
Oh, in the chat. Oh, I don't.
The other one's my telephone number, and then there's the chat.
I see.
That is my telephone number. So if you want to catch me on Telegram or whatever.
Okay. Please, I have. I didn't know more links. Telegram. Okay, Audrey. Well, it feels like a match. For me, it feels like a match for you.
I don't even know what it is. So
yeah, well, you can look at it, and then you can make your own decision. To participate or not. So let me just get your.
Because if it's been all month,
Maureen, you could also email her just Oracle Girls website.
That's a good idea.
And then she can read about it if she wants to sign up for the last month. I mean, you can sign up for free or buy like $5, or if you want it to be sent to you, there's just a second way if you want to read about her a bit. And
do you feel steamrolled? I don't mean to steamroll you.
Oh, she left. Bye-bye.
Okay, I got the video. I'm already downloading it. Awesome. Cool.
Well, I have to go. I have another meeting here at 12, and I got to go pee first.
Okay.
So we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm probably going to close off that. I mean, you know what?
This call went down. I'm so glad you talked about the death certificate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not something I've thought about. Well, I've thought about my death, but not the certificate.
Well, just
right.
the whole legalities of it, right? That you don't have to worry about, but the family has to worry about. Like what?
Well, exactly.
Ridiculous.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Good point you brought up. Thank you.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to you guys later. See you tomorrow. I might be a little bit late, but I'll see you tomorrow.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Take care. Yeah, I'll probably close things off too. Did you want to see any charts, Denise?
No, but I'm going to see you at 2, right?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, and I'll be set up with Virgo. I right now, the whole Virgo thing is completely on hold. I have like the $100 in there that I can't do anything with, and then I've just been following the Cardano every day. So I know it's gone up a little bit, but
Yeah, and that's okay. I still think we're going to have another retracement. It would be good to see another retest just to know that okay, we are actually headed into a bull run. That being said, it's weird to me that Virgo hasn't gotten back to you anymore
I know.
about that. So yeah, we'll hunt down what's going on. Maybe I might have to poke them in one more time.
Okay. Yeah, that was weird because they got back really, really quickly. But the last one they said they were, basically going to refer it to a specialist or something. I mean, it's just such a simple problem. Like, it's very weird.
I know full well that it'll just be buttons on their side to push,
Yeah.
just push the buttons, release the restriction, and then here we go.
I know, it's crazy, and I would be doing something with it if I had the option.
Yeah.
So I feel like I a little bit got my feet in the cement there. So
Yeah.
but
Well,
we'll take a peek, and I'll look at the charts for Cardano with you.
yeah.
Okay.
Did you want to do it right now? It's fine with me. I'd like
Yeah,
to.
I don't mind checking it out. We definitely have seen some movement here over the last few days. Let's go ahead. I'm just gonna, before I get too far into it, I'm just gonna take this back here to there. Okay. So ADA over the last this last little bit here. This was last night at about 2 o'clock. About 2 o'clock in the morning. It came back down, retested this area here. This is an old pivot point from before. So it retested and then it shot up and then actually went by 2 points, went by this point of resistance here. Didn't even feel it. And then it went up and found the next resistance here.
I need to sign that, don't I?
And so, after hitting that, it's pulled back down and retested this old resistance here. If we are in a bull run, which I'm starting to think that we are, at least in a miniature one, this next movement will likely take us to the 77-cent mark. This is in US, $77, 77 cents US. So that's kind of the next move that we're looking for. I did, in my trading, I did go ahead and sell close to the top here. I don't remember exactly what price. And I do have a position ready to go right at this line here. So if we come back, it's great. I'll have another position to buy again. But right now, I just finished taking profit from a trade that I actually placed down here. So this little trade here was fairly short. I took it on the 21st of April, so Monday. And since that time, it was, let's just double check here when that was. Order history. 14th. Oh, so that was the 14th. That was in here. There it is. Okay, so in this area, this is where I took the trade. So taking profit at 17%. So this is a very short trade. Again, this is only 9 days and 23 hours. A little bit longer than usual. Usually we see a little bit more action. But as we know, this week here, the price really just consolidated back and forth. And we've only seen the breakout actually occur here in the last day.
Right.
So on ADA, we are definitely in a breakout situation. However, I want to put a caveat on this. Here's the daily chart. The daily chart does not have a confirmation of a bullish trend yet. See, the last high that we had was back here on March 27th.
Yeah.
And the price that we have today hasn't beat that yet. So we actually need to see the price action go above this R5. That's the resistance 5 line. Once it goes above this, properly closes a day above this. And usually when that happens, we'll see the price retest this line and turn it into support. When that happens, I'm shifting all of these lines to the next level up. So now all of this will become support lines, and then I'll map out the resistance lines going up towards this high here. But again, we don't have confirmation of that yet. This top line right here is the line that we need to get above in order to confirm that we are in fact headed up towards here. If this line provides too much resistance, we'll likely see another downward trend continue, because this low here is, well, yeah, it's tough to say whether or not we'll go lower than this, but this is a significant price point. We need to get above this line for us to confirm that in fact we are headed up. Great encouraging last week, or well, a couple days rather. Especially Tuesday is when we actually started that trend, where we actually made the push upwards, had the retracement last night, and then today creating that new high on the hourly chart. So it's encouraging. We still have a little bit more to go before we can say, yay, we're actually going up. So at this moment, even though I made a purchase down in this area here, and then it went up and I managed to make a bunch of money, even though that occurred, I'm actually still shorting on ADA, meaning that currently I hold more in US dollars than I do in ADA within the trading account. So I'm actually hoping for it to come back down so that I can buy another position. And again, it's just because I think that we're going to see a little bit of a panic session. The stock markets are going to crash a little bit more. What we saw before was just a tremor. Bringing that chart up here, this drop that we saw on the Dow Jones, this is just a beginning tremor. The next low that I anticipate is going to be down here, where this was right before COVID. That level, when this next drop occurs, I think a lot of people are going to get kind of scared, and they're going to want to get some cash. And those who have cryptos are going to withdraw their cryptos because they are going to have the mentality that they need to stock up on some cash because the markets are crashing. Of course, the smart money won't be selling cryptos. They'll be buying cryptos as people are panic selling. And so the dip that we'll experience will be short-lived. That's why I don't think it'll go much lower than this. If it goes lower than this, it'll probably just be a test. So that panic sell would bring us down, especially if it were to happen, today or tomorrow. That's a 29% drop. That's something that occurs whenever people start to panic a little bit. Now, it might not go down that far, and that's all right. I've got positions placed as it goes down in preparation for this big dip down here. So even if it doesn't go down all the way, I'll still be buying in order to profit this distance yet again. So yeah, that's the daily update on ADA. Any questions?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I think the mentality that I have is that I want to buy something that I don't, and then I just buy it and I just leave it there, and I don't have to think about it. But what I'm seeing you do, and I know this is day trading, but I'm seeing you change the whole frame. It's sort of like, in my mind, it's sort of like the exchanges, that they make money on the trade, whether it goes up or down. And is that your mentality? I'm beginning to see that seep in. I guess it just takes a while to see. Oh, I see. If you learn what you're doing, then if it goes, you sell when it gets high, and so you're not really caring about holding something, but you are holding some things. But your main income would be the day trading thing, that going up and down. I didn't really get that before. I mean, I heard it in words, but there's like layers of it seeping in, and I don't know if it's my older brain or what it is, but just getting that, getting to see something as possible. I guess the possibility.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it is. It's the possibility of it. Thanks for.
Yes.
I have to talk to understand, hear myself. Then it sort of evolves as I talk. So
Yes. Yes. I'm very much the same way, where even it's the regurgitation of what I hear, or the reflective listening of what I'm hearing, that allows me to solidify my comprehension. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So it's the possibility now. It's becoming a real possibility.
Yes.
Oh, that
Yeah.
really happens. Okay. Instead of just saying it. Yeah. Okay. I get it. The concretization, or whatever word I want to use in there. Okay. That's
Yeah. And the more that you are exposed to the language, the more you're able to identify these opportunities. Now, I'm identifying these opportunities on almost an hourly basis, because I'm looking at this chart that only gives me the time frame of a very small period of time, right? So that zoomed in perspective, I'm using the same language as if I zoomed out and traded the weekly chart. If I wanted to make a trade that lasted 2 years, I wouldn't look at the charts any differently than how I look at them
I see what you're
on the
saying.
hour.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I have to go.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go as well, and we got a busy day after this. So
Everything's busy. Oh my gosh. And thank you. And I really keep me updated on what's going on. And I'm going to call or talk to Audrey. What happened to Audrey? Did she have something she had to do, or?
yep, she's headed out for the day. Yeah.
Okay. So if I just wait till because I sent her an email then.
Yeah. Oh,
with Oracle
yeah.
Girls link. And so then I'll just wait for her response to that. I act, I can't help this. It just comes out, and I would love to be thoughtful and then act, but it doesn't happen that way. I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wasn't too pushy, was I?
No,
Not like that.
not at all.
Okay, good. I just need some kind of okay, what was because I don't know. Okay, good.
Right.
Thank you. And I don't mean to keep you. Thank you.
No, it's all good. These are what the visits are for. Thank you so much for contributing.
Bye-bye.
All right.